As the Water Resources Facilities Maintenance Group, we're a centralized group, and we maintain 2 wastewater plants, 2 drinking water plants. We have 81 lift stations, and we have 12 water distribution sites. Those are the water towers and the booster pump stations. And a total of 97 sites scattered out all through Cumberland County. We actually maintain, we repair, we update, and do improvements on all of these sites to keep the equipment in top-notch shape. We work on a lot of chemical process systems, pumps, sludge handling equipment. Anything at the plant that is process related, that's what we take care of. As a hurricane approaches our area, as much as 7 to 10 days ahead of time, we'll start our preparation. We begin preparation by going through individual checklists for each of our facilities. We have customized checklists that assure that we have everything taken care of well before the storm. One of the major things that we do is generator preparation. So we'll load test all of our generators at the plants. Our plants have generators that are capable of running the entire plant. We'll also top off those fuel supplies. If the storm is predicted to be in our area or impact our area for as much as 12 to 24 hours or more, we'll even bring in tanker loads of fuel to stand by to refuel our generator units, even though we have 5,000 gallons of fuel on site at each plant. We'll also prepare our technicians by putting teams together. A team will be assigned to each plant so that they are on each plant site throughout the entirety of the storm. That way we don't have to worry about travel time to respond to trouble issues or travel safety. We equip these teams with PPE, personal protective equipment, rain suits. They bring in changes of dry clothes, dry boots. They'll have food and water in their vehicles in case it's a long period of time when we have widespread power outages like we did with Matthew and Florence. So we have to fend for ourselves, sometimes days at a time. We also check generators at all of our distribution sites and at our lift stations. Altogether, we have more than 50 generators that we'll be maintaining throughout the storm. So we'll have technicians monitoring equipment for alarms, for other signs of trouble out in the plant, and those issues will be addressed right away. When we have these storms, and they are usually associated with heavy rainfall, our flows will increase, especially at the wastewater plants. Normal flows will double, sometimes triple, sometimes even more in the case of Florence and Matthew. But this is a good approach because it helps us stay on top of the issues that we will see during storms. Not only do we do this for predicted hurricanes, but we also do it for predicted snow or ice storms, where we know that our area is going to be impacted. We prepare much the same way. As the storm actually approaches and starts to impact our area, if the winds reach 30 miles per hour or higher, we will go ahead and what we call island the plants. Islanding is taking the plant off of the power distribution system, the overhead lines, and isolating the plant and running the plant off of the diesel generator. We do this to prevent the plant, which has to run 24/7. We do this to prevent the plant from encountering brownouts, blackouts, or power surges related to limbs or trees or other debris hitting the overhead lines. Taking this approach also alleviates some of the stress from our line department because they don't have to focus so much on maintaining power to our individual plants, and they can focus more on our outside customers, hospitals, folks who rely on power for equipment at home to maintain their health and safety. We make every effort to maintain pressure in the water distribution system. The water plants are responsible for that. Sometimes when there's flash flooding or heavy flooding, water mains can be washed away. They can be broken because of this flooding, and that causes us to lose system pressure. So the plants really have to be capable of putting out more water than normal to maintain system pressure so that we can avoid a boil water notice. We want to keep our customers' water safe and clean, and we want to keep pressure at their houses so that they can maintain water pressure during the storm and after. Having been in this department for 25.5 years plus, I've seen my share of storms. The first one I encountered was Fran, and I've been at work along with all of our staff for each hurricane since. We have never spent a hurricane at home with our families. We are always here throughout the duration of the hurricane. We spend the night on cots. We get sleep when we can, usually 1 to 3 hours at a time. And the rest of the time, all of us are out in the field monitoring and making repairs and doing what we have to keep services to our customers. Once the storm dies down and moves out of our area and the weather improves, we'll go out and do damage assessments. We'll look for any flooding that has occurred, and we'll take photographs of flooded lift stations or other flooded equipment. Those photographs are sometimes used for FEMA after the storm. We'll clean up debris so that we can have good access to all of our sites. We'll make any needed repairs to equipment or facilities. And we'll continue to monitor our SCADA system, especially for our lift stations, because they're all remote sites scattered out in the county. So we're looking at those for high flow indications, high well events, increased pump cycles, because we'll have what's called I&I. That's inflow and infiltration from all the heavy rain that we receive during hurricanes. And that water will continue to affect our lift stations for sometimes days after the storm, until the water in the ditches and the creeks starts to subside. So sometimes we'll have to go out and assist to various lift stations that are in low-lying areas and have a lot of I&I. We'll have to assist those with Vector trucks and sometimes bypass pumping, whatever it takes to keep the sewer from hitting the ground. We don't want any sanitary sewer overflows to affect the environment. My department has interaction with most of PWC's departments on a daily basis, but during major events like hurricanes or isolated tornadoes or other weather events, large thunderstorms during the summer, the interaction is multiplied. We may have interaction with water sewer construction, the line department, engineering, all in one event. We'll have to come together to pool our resources, to pool our personnel, to pool ideas, and to work on solving a problem together. And I've always been really proud of PWC because we have all the resources that we really need in-house. It's just a matter of us communicating and pulling together and working out problems. And I don't think there's anything that we can't overcome in our service district.